Okay, let's see that what is the difference between hardware and software. So in previous video we have discussed that what are softwares. Now it's time to differentiate between hardware and software. So let's get started. Now here I will explain that what is hardware and software, but after that we will be exploring and we'll be discussing the difference between these two main components of computer. Okay, so hardware, all those devices that can be seen and can be touched are known as hardware. So we can say that all the physical components, all the physical devices of any system like computer system are known as hardware. Softwares are applications that are instructions using programming language, okay, that perform some specific task. Now hardware is divided into four main categories: input devices, output devices, secondary storage devices, and internal components. Now what does it mean? So all the input devices of your system, such as computer system has many input devices like keyboard, mouse, scanners. So all these input devices are known as hardware because we can see them and we can touch them. So that's why we can call it hardware. And the similar you can say output devices such as this screen. This screen displays something. This screen results something, gives some output like this presentation. So this screen is an output device and it can be touched and it can be seen. So it is an hardware device. We can also say that secondary storage devices are hardware, and all the internal components of computer are known as hardware devices such as drives, microprocessor, you can also call it chips. So all those components that can be seen, that can be touched are known as hardware. Now what is software? So we have discussed, but software can be divided into two main categories. First one is application software, second one is system software. Application software and system software, we will develop more videos on these two topics, but for now let's just take an overview of it. So application softwares are those softwares that are developed, that are created for the use of common people. You can also call it end user. And system software are those softwares that connect to the hardware, such as window. We use window to connect, to perform, to do some task into our computer. So this system software are used to connect you, to link you with the hardware system. We will explore them in upcoming videos. The second difference is that hardware developed using electronic and some other materials. Whenever the companies that develop hardware, they use some electronics or some other materials, and the combination of these two things give you an hardware. But software can be developed using some instructions, some programming, using programming languages like C, C++, Python, Java, etc. When hardware damaged means some fault or some damage within hardware, that it can be replaced with a new component. Means after damaging the hardware you can replace it with a new hardware. But when software is damaged, it can be installed. Okay, it can be installed once more using a backup copy. So it means that after damaging your software, then you can install it again using a backup copy. Hardware is physical in nature and hence one can touch and see hardware. We have also discussed it. Software cannot be physically, means you cannot touch software. Now this presentation, this is a PowerPoint. You can see it but you can't touch it. So it is a software. Okay, hardware cannot be infected by viruses. Virus can never attack on your hardware. but software can be infected by viruses. Sometimes some software, some application software doesn't work correctly because they have been infected by viruses. Hardware will physically wear out over time. It means that hardware can be tired, can be weared out with the passage of time, but software doesn't wear out, but it can be affected by bugs and glitches. It means that software cannot be wear out, but with the passage of time, it is the possibility that it can be affected by some bugs, some errors, or some glitches. An example of hardware, you can say hard drives, monitors, CPU, scanners, printers. So all these are devices and we can see them and we can touch them. So example of software is Windows. What is Windows? We use Windows to, it is a system software that is used to communicate you with all the hardware components, and Adobe Photoshop that is used for graphic designing, Google Chrome, all these are software. Let's explore more differences between hardware and software. Software is developed, but hardware is manufactured. Now, there is a difference between development and manufacturing. When you do something like using instructions or programming, then you can call it development. Software can be developed using instructions, using programming languages, but hardware can be manufactured using some electronic or other materials. Software do not wear out, hardware can be wear out, we have discussed. Softwares are built according to the user requirements. Suppose you need a software for your clinics. Consider that you are you are running a clinics and you want a software so that it could handle all the online requirements. For that, you will go to a software house and there you will demand that I want such type of software. So it is your requirement because you are the user that you want that software. So it means that software can be built according to the user requirement, but hardware cannot be custom built. Okay, it cannot be built according to the user requirement. Software can be component based and your hardware are not component based. So that was the difference between software and hardware. If you have any confusion about hardware and software, then you can type it in the below comment section and I will definitely answer it. So I hope that you like this video. If you like, then subscribe Coding World and like this video. So see you in the next video.